everybody and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. I hope you're all doing well and you've had a lovely week so far. Today we are doing my 17, 18 and 19 weeks pregnancy update video. I am a little bit late in doing this as I'm now 22 weeks and 2 days, but I've written notes along sort of each week on what's kind of been happening just so I wouldn't forget, because I knew that I'd be late doing this video basically. And for the belly shot I will still show you, because I did take some photos at 20 weeks, so I will show you what my belly looked like at that point as well. If I look tired in this video, then it is because I'm really tired. It is the evening now. Well, it's 4:30 on a Saturday and I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm ready to go to bed. We're trying to decide what colour to paint the nursery at the moment, and I think we're going to go for a green, but it's really hard to pick what green to go for. I think we might just do a half border. I was originally going to do scalloped, which we might still do, but obviously that will be its own video, I'm guessing. So without further ado, let's just get straight into this video because I could literally talk forever. So we'll start off with 17 weeks. This is when I started to really notice my baby brain. I was really having to concentrate at work. Everything that I was doing, I was literally like second guessing. If you don't know, then I work in a bank, so thankfully we have a machine that counts the money for us, and I don't really go on the till anyway, but when I'm doing like the stuff out the back, I really had to, and giving out change, I really had to think, what am I doing? And even when doing like other stuff, like, I don't know, I was just really having to think about what I was doing. Serving the customers is fine, but counting money and things like that, for some reason my brain just is going dead. And even like I would walk into a room and think, what am I doing here? Like, I've forgotten exactly what I'm doing. So that was really hard. This got a little bit better actually, but I really felt that. There's a particular week at work, which was 17 weeks, when I really felt the baby brain. A symptom that I really noticed, and one that I didn't think was a thing, and I can't remember if I mentioned this in the previous update video, but when, and this is a bit TMI, but you know, it's a pregnancy video, so, but when my nipples are cold, they feel like they are on fire, literally burning, like someone's sticking needles through them, or they've got a lighter and it's like on the end of my nipple. It is the worst and weirdest symptom I've ever heard of, because I've not really heard anyone mention that before until the other day when I was watching Saray, and she's actually pregnant around, I think she's a week or two behind me, but she mentioned it in one of my vlogs and I was like, oh, thank God I'm not the only person, because it's such a weird, honestly it's so painful. Like over Christmas when we went to Illuminate in Sandringham, honestly I was like to myself, I can't, my nipples hurt so much, and you're walking around like freezing cold. But yeah, that is a weird symptom. Speaking of boobs, my boobs have started to get quite veiny around 17 weeks as well. And yeah, I still had morning sickness at this point as well, and I put, like, more specifically, I've had projectile morning sickness. And I do remember this actually. I remember drinking my morning coffee a few mornings during this week, and I had to literally run to the toilet, and once I opened the toilet and it sort of still went everywhere. So I remember that week it was specifically projectile morning sickness. But again, it wasn't every day, and once I was sick I felt okay, so it wasn't like it was in the first trimester. I've also put that I was quite achy that week as well. I've put acne around the chin, and I have also put that my stomach's hairy, which I didn't think would happen this quickly, but I put stomach's hairy. And I've also put, sometimes I feel like my lips are bigger. So I think sometimes, from what I remember, my lips do feel like they look bigger sometimes. I think it's just me that notices that though. but like as if they're a little bit swollen maybe. But that's all I put for 17 weeks. 18 weeks I put brown spot on nipple. So I think this is probably the start of my nipples going darker, possibly. Because I put a question mark next to it, as in whether has this always been there or is it something that I've just noticed now. I've been feeling really dizzy around 18 weeks, which I definitely mentioned before, because I sometimes get orthostatic hypertension, I think, which is common during pregnancy. Basically it's just low blood pressure, so every time you stand up you feel really dizzy and faint. So I've been suffering with that a lot. I've also put during this week I was particularly gassy and constipated, had a sore back, which I think probably was all like linked, to be fair. And I've also put that I'm really hungry. So obviously baby's doing some sort of growing there, because I'm absolutely starving hungry in 18 weeks. I put tummy feels tight, but it's probably again because gassy and constipated. And we actually bought our pram and car seat in week 18, which is really exciting. We went for the Eye Candy Peach 7 in the dark grey, and it's lush. I love it so much. And we went for the Cybex Cloud 2 car seat, or Cloud Eye 2 car seat, something like that, with the swivel base. So yeah, that was a really exciting week. We got that in the January sales, which was really good. And 19 weeks I have put that I had a metallic taste / blood taste in my mouth. This was a new symptom to me. I know sometimes people get this in the first trimester or very early on in pregnancy, and that's like their sign that they know they're pregnant. But I had a really metallic taste one Saturday, and I remember thinking it on the way to work. But also that's when my gums started bleeding a little bit. So sometimes when I clean my teeth, sometimes my gums are starting to bleed. Not every day, it's quite random, but that might also have been, the metallic taste may have just been blood in my mouth from cleaning my teeth. I've also put that I have pain in my lower abdomen, so I think that was a lot of stretching. I've also put in week 19, and I put feel real kicks. So this is when I realised that what I've been feeling, the bubbly feelings in the, probably from about 16 weeks I think. So I would have mentioned that in my last video. I was feeling like little bubbles and stuff, but I put 19 weeks feel real kicks. And I think this is when I was laying in the bath and I could see my stomach like do a little sort of flutter as well. So that was really lovely to know that what I was feeling was actually the baby kicking. And I've also put, this is when I started to feel really, and I still do feel like this, really overwhelmed and early nesting. So I think it was dawning on me that I was basically almost halfway throughout my pregnancy, and it went really slow up until the 12-week mark, and then between 12 weeks and 20 weeks it was like, where on earth is this time gone? And I kind of was like, oh, like oh fuck, like I'm halfway through, like the baby might not take another 20 weeks to come, they might come at 35 weeks, you know. So I've only got, if they do, I've only got 15 weeks to get everything done, and like 3 months isn't a long time in the grand scheme of things. And we had to completely clear out the nursery, buy all the furniture, get everything organised. I think, oh god, I've got to paint this room. And I mean, yeah, we didn't have to do that before the baby arrived, as everyone kept saying to me, well, they won't sleep, they'll sleep in your room for the first 6 months. But to me, that's not how I want. I've got it in my head, so I have to do it, and I can't let go of that thought or feeling, and I need to get it done right now, so it's done. Also, I'm not going to be wanting to paint a nursery and do it all up when the baby's here. I'm going to be wanting to spend that time with the baby. So yeah, I wanted to get it done, and basically just really like restless. Matt was like, what the hell has got into you? Because I can't stop sorting stuff out, and we've only got one more thing to take out of this room, which is the Alex drawers now, and obviously these are going back to Matt's parents, but they're empty. That was a tough time that week, because I was really in a panic mode of getting this room empty, and I felt like we had a lot to do. I do feel a bit more calm now that we're getting to a point where we're almost ready to paint and things like that, but I'll talk about that more in the next video. But yeah, you probably all want to see the bump shot now, so I'm going to pop it on this screen. I don't know if it's going to be here or across the whole screen, but everyone said to me that it's a really like cute 20-week bump, and it's like a really nice shape and things like that. So yeah, not that it matters what size or shape your bump is, but that's just the comments that I've had from people. And I did have a little wooden 20-week sign as well, which was quite cute. Oh, and something that I forgot to mention, in my 18 weeks, I think that was when we announced our pregnancy on Instagram. So that was really lovely. That was like my favourite video I've ever made. If you haven't watched it, go and watch my Instagram reel, because it is like my favourite video ever. I've watched it about 50 million times, and that was just lovely. But yeah, that's all I have to say on my update video. So I hope you did all enjoy the 17, 18 and 19 week pregnancy update. The next one will probably be 20, 21 and 22 weeks. I'm kind of doing them every sort of 3-4 weeks. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you did enjoy it and you want to come along with me on this journey. And yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Bye everybody.
I've been dreaming all night, bringing me some inspiration. Never meant to love no one, but baby, I saw you for a second and I'm happy that you came my way. Don't wanna waste no time without you.